40-30.
He's the type of guy that doesn't like to play a great deal of tennis. You know, this ranking system is crap for Agassi. He doesn't need to play that many events. He can pump himself up and prepare like he's worked hard and practiced the last 3-4 months. He hasn't played a great deal of clay court tennis coming in this year.
But personally, I like it. He's not playing for the computer. What does he care about that? At his stage, he's playing to win the big ones.
Exactly. He's won all the other 3 majors. This is the one he'd desperately like to win. Of course, he'd like to be #1 at the end of the year. But this talk about #1 this week and that week, it's a bunch of baloney at this point. It's absurd. Another backhand up the line for a win. I mean, he's just totally outclassing Fillipini. You're not going to meet a nicer guy than Marcelo. But you couldn't have asked, in all honesty, for a better opponent for Agassi. Speaking of high tosses, Fillipini's got a pretty high one himself. Not in the Rabati League, but gets it up there.
Agassi.
So the game and the break to Agassi to start the second. Pretty good list. Some of the greatest players in the game who could never win the 7th match here at Roland Garros.
It's like a practice session right now. I mean, this is exactly the type of player that Agassi would play to warm up for the tournament and get some confidence. You know, a guy couldn't hurt him off the ground too much, but as a clay court player, couldn't ask for anything better. And on top of that, he's not even playing up to his ability. He hasn't settled down yet.
And we give Fillipini credit for being here. And he's a qualifier, and that's only the 4th time in the men's field that a qualifier has made the quarters. My man, 2 years ago, the last man, that crazy Belgian, Philip de Wolf, actually got to the semifinals. And I was saddened to look at the draw this year and see no Philip.
I hope he slept all right last night, despite that. He did get to the quarters here. He must be injured. De Wolf put some mediocre efforts up and getting to the semis. He didn't have the fight in him, he said, in the semis. Didn't feel like fighting. That's just too good. Speed and excellent court coverage. All you De Wolf fans, he did pull out the week before with a bad back.
Well, that Antwerp has turned this tournament off. Their man is not here. Agassi now 2-love in the second.
They actually got a young guy, Xavier Malisse, a young Belgian player who has got quite a lot of ability. Looking big things from him. Lost in the qualifiers, got in the draw as a lucky loser, but dumped out first round.
15-0.
Starting to string a couple points together, the Uruguayan. I'm just trying to think to myself, what can he do to get himself in this match other than hope Agassi's game completely falls apart?
40-0.
And if any of you people watching on the web have any ideas of how he can get in that, call us up.
Well, I would personally encourage anyone that has any tactics for you to use against Jose Luis Clerc tomorrow.
Big doubles. People waiting for that one.
Don't laugh. The way this is working, that could be.
We might have some
on
fill
air.
time.
On air.
Covered.
Jeu. Fillipini.
Fillipini for the game here in the
Agassi,
second.
même pas 2 jeux à 1.
And we welcome you back live. A beautiful late afternoon on the first day of June in Paris. Andre Agassi trying to make the semis. And right now looking unthreatened by qualifier Marcelo Fillipini. Agassi up a set and a break in the second.
He certainly hasn't figured out how to do that kick serve out to his backhand. Uncomfortable looking return. 15 all.
Premier service.
The problem is he's not comfortable stepping inside the baseline. If that ball kicks up above his shoulders, Agassi will just rip a forehand winner cross court. So he's in a bit of a dilemma right now. Until that shot, it was the best point he'd played.
30 against.
All that work to dump a forehand in the bottom of the net. He needs to do better than that. It's like a yo-yo out there. Moving from side to side, and Agassi goes behind him, and then he misses the easiest shot of all. Waited on that one too long. Ball floated wide on him. Agassi currently ranked 13 in the world. Hit a monstrous return. He couldn't even win the point.
Agassi, même pas 3 jeux à 1.
Already 40 singles titles for Agassi in his career. The most recent is the one in Hong Kong.
Who would ever thought, John, that he would almost morph into the sentimental figure? You know, a guy who's been around a long time, certainly more years behind him than ahead of him.
Well, he's the most charismatic guy in the 90s. I don't have a
Absolutely.
number one on in the best players tonight. You got to put Pete at number one. Got to put Becker Agassi at number two. Courier lurking at 4. But here he is.
Absolutely charismatic style, but here he is, almost conservative now in his look.
Well, you know, it's less is more, as they say. And we're gonna have, 2 of us are gonna have to think about that look. That dome, virtually shaven. Tell you, and the way he's come out of this pending divorce with Brooke has just been unbelievable. I mean, this positive attitude, and you know, I was on the floor, you know, barely get up, you know, when I went through my divorce, and now this guy is just happy as a clam. What it seems as he's done is he's worked harder. He's focused his energy on the court. It's paying off.
Well, that's a great point. Since you went through, you were still on the tour when you went through yours.
It was right at the end in '92, and I really didn't.
You couldn't focus.
I just, you know, I had basically decided that it was probably time for me to throw in the towel, but that certainly solidified it. Agassi thought that shot a couple forehands ago was long. I think it caught the line. Fillipini at least getting himself in the match, making it somewhat competitive now. Settled down.
40-30.
Says the two of them remain close friends, still love each other, but they just weren't meant to be married. He loves to do the weight training, Ted, and those are the shots he dreams about. He's extremely strong in the shoulder area. Got an incredible two-handed backhand overhead, and he's pretty awesome with the regular overhead as well.
Right, but you know, he doesn't look as bulky as he has in the past.
Watching the diet a little bit, Ted. Cutting back on the meals, eating better foods, and drops some pounds, but feels strong.
Avantage Agassi.
A lot of all-you-can-eats in Vegas that he used to take advantage of.
A few less tacos.
Still enjoys the occasional taco. So does his personal trainer, Gil Reyes. He knows how to chow down the food. Been with Andre a long time, good old Gil. You're not going to meet a nicer guy than Gil.
Agassi.
So Fillipini broken again. 4-1. Agassi in the second.
Semi-finalists down there, and now let's head back to Court Central. Ted Robinson and John McEnroe.
And here Andre Agassi serving for the sixth game of the second set. Puts it away. And he's closing in now on a two-set lead over
Agassi
an overmatched Marcelo Fillipini.
That's an understatement. Agassi 47 minutes, 6-2, 5-1. He's had a lot of tennis under his belt so far, Ted, so he could stand an easy one.
And as you said earlier about her body, 2 days off.
Exactly, so plenty of time to recover. Get any lingering stiffness that he's had from those earlier matches and be fresh as a fiddle on Friday. Men's semis Friday, women's semis Thursday.
This doesn't chew your legs up like the hard courts do, does it?
No, but well, I found it pretty fatiguing.
Is that right?
You run a lot more. You see, I guess you could beat a guy more quickly on hard courts, although you wouldn't know it by today's match. But generally, the better players can get off the court more quickly on a faster surface. They got to work harder. Yes, it's easier on the body, the pounding, but it makes up for it in other ways. Slipping and sliding, and the mental part of it quite difficult. I just get the feeling, in all honesty, that Fillipini is just trying to make it look respectable. He's not even out there really trying to win this.
You hope he felt when he walked on the court that he could, but the way he played the first 2 or 3 games.
I just think he was more concerned initially about not getting blown off the court and making a good showing, and then he'd start thinking about winning. But he's just getting to that first part, not getting blown off the court. So far, that's exactly what's happened.
Fillipini.
Well, Fillipini holds
Agassi
for the second set when we come back. Live at Court Central, Andre Agassi serving to go up 2 sets. I think there's some folks here in Court Central that'll be heading for the latte stands pretty quick. They need a little lift. Good match preceded between Herbati and Rios, but this one has been anything but.
Well, they're happy. They're behind Agassi. They're just sort of kicking back and enjoying it. Don't need to use any energy to help him. Save it for the semis.
30-0.
He just gets at that baseline, and it's awful tough to budge him. controlling virtually every point of this match is the 29-year-old American Andre Agassi, the rejuvenated Andre Agassi. We've talked about the last year he even got to the quarters of a major was the 96 U.S. Open. 97, 98, some rough years for him in the big ones. 99, earlier this year in Australia. I think his emotional problems got in the way of his loss to Vince Spadea there in the 16th.
40-15.
And our graphics on it once again. There are those losses. Those, you know, some pretty tough players. Beresategi, 2 sets to love though, up against Beresategi on hardcourt. Should have won that match, but those aren't Marcelo Fillipini.
Right. Agassi, 6-2.
Agassi now up 2 sets. I think one that surprised everybody was Kuchera last year at the Open. Although Kuchera is a good player, that was a match that seemed like several times Andre had, and he couldn't close.
At 2-love in the 5th, 15-40, it sure looked like Agassi was going to finally turn it around, but Kuchera is a heck of an athlete. Slovakia with Rabati Kuchera is starting to look like a formidable Davis Cup team. Kuchera has fallen off, by the way, recently. Able to deal with that, cope with that top 10 pressure. People starting to gun for him. Agassi's had to deal with that for 10 years. And what Fillipini doesn't want is to get broken here right off the bat as he's done the first couple of sets, getting behind early in the sets. Good start for him. A rare winner.
30.
A measly 8 in the entire match for Fillipini. He needs some breaks, too. That ball clipping the top of the tape. He thought he had a winner. Instead, he loses a point. That's the type of shot, though, that he's really got to focus better. I mean, he's a veteran. He's been around a long time. Look at some earlier matches today. He cannot afford to make those easy mistakes against Agassi. Make Agassi hit the winner there at 30-love.
And when you have expected that to be Filippini's strategy, just keep putting the ball back, test Agassi's patience.
That's exactly what I've expected. He's so uptight. He's so nervous to be there, so overwhelmed by the moment that he's lost any idea of what he should be doing. He's out there, but his mind isn't. Now he's trying to get himself into this by getting a little upset with himself. It was a real fit of anger, wasn't it? I do that in warm-up. Well, guess what? Break point for Agassi. I can't believe the crowd's getting on poor Marcelo. I mean, come on. Give the guy a break. He's getting his butt whipped. Half the reason why he shows it upset, he wants to show the people, hey, I care. I'm not in the same league as this guy. Give me a break.
Agassi.
Well, this steamroll, I don't think is going to be stopped.
Premier jeu, troisièmement.
One highlight, another game's gone by.
That'd be a disappointment.
Well, we want to see Agassi finish off the job.
Yeah.
40-love now.
People here would like to see Filippini be able to be a little more competitive here in this set.
He's changing tactics. Teddy took his hat off. Well, that game's over.
Agassi.
We still haven't played an hour. 6-2, 6-2, 2-0. The whistle's starting to come. Filippini right now wants to go find a corner and hide in it. Totally overwhelmed. David versus Goliath.
But you know, he is the highest ranked player from Uruguay. Did you know that?
As a matter of fact, I did, Ted. Yes. My old buddy Diego Perez used to be a top 50 player. Got to the round of 16 here. Only about 3 million people live in Uruguay. Did you know that, Ted?
No.
Okay. So,
Cancelo.
and I was in Uruguay in February.
You are big in Montevideo.
I don't know about that, but...
In this world of information that we live in, we have to sometimes place in the category of things we didn't need to know.
Okay.
We have here the listing of the top 8 ranked pro tennis players from Uruguay.
I didn't know there were 8. Wow, what do we have here? An easy game for Fillipini at 40 love. Agassi must be aware that we're on air to 7. That is French time. It's 1 o'clock in New York.
There is some threats of rain here this afternoon in Paris, but it appears that will dodge that.
Well, at this rate, Agassi needs about 13 more minutes.
We'll have more men's quarterfinal action for you when we return live here to Roland Garros tomorrow morning. See Alex Correia and Gustavo Kuerten will both be in action.
Kuerten, Medvedev, Meligeni, Correia. Certainly both of those matches will be more competitive than this. Kuerten's starting to look tougher and tougher. Had a bit of a knee problem, seems to have gotten over that. His confidence on the rise. 1-2 of the big 4 warm-ups. Certainly the favorite at the moment. Not a smart shot from 4 feet behind the baseline. That's what you call desperate.
We'll return live 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. That's right, with your orange juice out in California.
Oh.
And it'll be Kuerten, Medvedev, Correia, Meligeni. Men's quarters tomorrow, live from Paris.
That's when you know you're desperate. Wow. Boy, that was a gift. Fillipini's got a smile after that. Serves and volleys. Floats one there that Agassi could have done anything with. Gets a break.
Let me tell you something. Monday opening day, a week ago yesterday, I was in my home in California watching you at 7 a.m. Now that's not easy.
That's a team effort.
That is not easy.
Aren't you up at 7 anyway?
Yes. Well, not
you for listening
normally.
To me?
Yeah.
There's not one thing that Fillipini does as well as Agassi. He doesn't hit the ball as hard. He can't do the angles as well. Doesn't appear that he's as fit. He doesn't serve as well. He's got a better hairdo. That's about all you can say. Even this game, up 40 love.
Avantage.
Fight and fight. Now another ad to try to at least get on the board in the 3rd set. By far the best game he's played.
Égalité.
Even that went in. Agassi said, I'm going to just hit it right to you. I'm going to give you a chance to win this game. Fillipini looks surprised, hit the forehand long. Feel too bad. Agassi's done this to a number of individuals when he's hot. Hustling once again.
Avantage.
Sprinting up to
Agassi.
net. He's got that racket ready. He's switched the grip and flicks it cross court. Excellent preparation while on the run. Break point to go up 2 breaks in the third.
Agassi.
Now
Agassi,
or rather Fillipini, had a
1-0.
40-love game and couldn't hold it. The last American, in fact, to win at Roland Garros, Jim Courier. And now, many years later, and he said he's sort of metamorphosed through several different looks. Andre Agassi is just about on the verge of being in the semifinals, and a great opportunity, given what's in front, to compete for the French Open Championship.
Well, he struggled with Rios. Rios out of the picture. Rabati, you'd have to think, will be somewhat overwhelmed by the moment, although he didn't show any signs of it against Marcelo today. He ain't no Filippini, though. I guarantee you that.
Agassi, we take a look at a stat that won't surprise you given the way this match has progressed. Only 9 Filippini winners, and I'm surprised it's that many. I think Leo Levin may be a bit generous on that.
This will be an argument for not serving a high percentage of first serve. 78%, 6-2, 6-2, and about to be 4-0.
But you just look at some other possibles and just laying together potential matchups. Agassi, Quarterfinal. Agassi leads 4-2. He's won the only match they've ever played on clay.
It's starting to look like a very realistic Agassi-Kierton final.
Agassi.
Kierton is a heavy favorite down the bottom half.
Agassi-Kierton have never played on clay. Kierton leads 2-1 all on hard court, which is interesting.
Take a look at draw. Rabati already through. Agassi about to be through. Quarterfinal's been struggling with some mononucleosis, something along those lines. Melageni playing the best tennis of his career, a veteran. Kierton also playing the best tennis of his career. And Medvedev rebounding from what appeared to be a doomed career on the quarterfinals finally in the slam. Once again, beating Sampras among others. Oh. Fillipini just at this point just looking to get off the court. Back to the satellites. Although 110 coming in, getting to the quarters here, and he's going to put him up about 40 spots, so about 70 in the world. He's going to start getting in some events. The balloon has been burst. The best ever result, but you got destroyed. Totally dominated.
He may well be hoping that the transmission to Uruguay has been interrupted.
Better believe he's hoping that. 2 points to make it 5, love. And this is embarrassing right now.
Agassi.
Agassi will come back to put a merciful end to this in a moment. Well, welcome back live to Paris, and enjoy your final 2 points of a look at Marcelo Filippini. It's 30 love already.
40-0.
And I think, John, you're exactly right. I think Mr. Filippini just would like this to be over.
Poor guy. There he's walking to shake hands.
Yes, he is.
7e match, Agassi.
1 hour and 12 minutes. I'm sure checking the record books to see if that's the fastest.
It's not the fastest, but it's close. That's the 5 sets. 24 minutes a set on clay.
Unbelievable. Well, Agassi will not complain.
No, couple days off, rejuvenate, and play the Slovakian Dominique Rabati. We'll try to get a couple words with him if we can. Coming up in the next couple of minutes, and he's enjoying the moment, and does he deserve it?
And no apologies for this match, not after having to take on the defending champ in the round of 16s. And Agassi is now in the semis, where he will meet the very impressive 20. Shortly now, we rejoin you live at Roland Garros, the end of the live tennis day as we stretch into early evening here in Paris. Short bit ago, Andre Agassi made short work of Marcelo Fillipini to advance to the semifinals. 2-2 in love, the results. And Andre Agassi now joins us live. Andre, John and I have had this running debate for the last half an hour. Did you break a sweat?
It was pretty humid out there. I went through a few shirts.
John wins.
Andre, tell me. I mean, that was so easy. It was ridiculous. You got a couple of days now. The American public, let's move ahead to that Rabati match. They don't know a lot about Rabati. Assess that matchup for us.
Well, neither do you. His name's Herbati.
There you go. Don't rub it. Come on.
No.
Don't make me
Sorry,
look
John.
bad
Sorry.
here.
No. I could never do that to you, John. Herbati is he's playing so well. He certainly deserves to be one of the 4 left because he's just hitting the ball huge off both sides, and he's moving well, and he certainly has had some real solid wins. I mean, beating Safin was just a great win for him, and needless to say today against Rio. So I'm going out there to take him seriously. He beat me in Key Biscayne. He hits the ball flat and hard. It's going to be a totally different look than I've seen this whole tournament. So it'll be good tennis.
Physically, how you holding up?
Physically, I feel great. I mean, today was certainly a great step in the right direction. To only be out there, an hour 15. So I mean, that was needless to say.
You've had tougher practice sessions, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. So it was good for me today to get to business, get it done with quick, and now I have 2 days off regardless now. So I'll be ready for the last 2.
I got to ask you something, though. I mean, I've been through some personal problems. You've gone through some of that now. How are you coming out of this with such a positive attitude? You seem to be playing the best tennis of your career. You're fitter than I've ever seen you. Just tell me how you did it.
Well, I'm a firm believer that if something's important enough to you, you can, make your goals every day to take the steps towards those things you believe in. And for me, it's, tennis is something I really want to still have some great memories and create some wonderful memories, and I know I still have time to do it, so I've just been focusing day by day at the things that are important to me. And I wouldn't, although it's been difficult in some respects because it's been a change of life for me here, it's also been a great thing because it's been a proactive decision, and needless to say, Brooke and I are so close, and I'm quite lucky to have her in my life, so a lot of things are positive.
Obviously, Andre, there have been various times in your career when tennis has been important to you, and you've looked unbeatable, and this is one of those stretches again now. Why this year is tennis so important to you?
I just think as you get older, you start valuing things differently, and as you start getting older, you start realizing that things don't quite last forever, and then you want to make the most of every opportunity, and that's kind of how I'm feeling. And I certainly am going out there with the intention of working hard, regardless of the circumstance, and executing my shots. And if somebody can beat me, great, but I'm certainly not going to go out there and just lose it.
Do you feel like the Andre Agassi of 1990 and 91 here at Roland Garros?
No, I feel considerably different in many ways. I feel stronger physically. I feel stronger mentally. I feel more prepared for the situation. And no, I don't. And thank goodness I don't, because the game's gotten better.
Well, Andre, thank you for joining us. Good luck, and we'll see you on Friday.
Keep it up, Andre.
Andre Agassi, a most convincing win, and now headed to the semifinals to meet Dominic Herbati. We'll be back more Martina Hingis in just a moment.